What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, UFC 251. It is main event time. We are about to get started with Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal for the UFC Welterweight Championship. Now, a bit of an update, so to speak. We made a pretty big announcement for Fightful MMA. This past week, we have hired Shaquille Majuri. We've come to terms with him on a deal to run Fightful MMA. I have ran Fightful MMA for the last 4 years and had the help of some really great people. But as much as our wrestling section has grown, I want our MMA section to grow like that too. And I can't dedicate the appropriate amount of time to running Fightful MMA while still maintaining the level of work that we do over at Fightful Wrestling. So I am so excited for Shaq to join us. It's just, he's such a welcome addition. He's been in the live coverage tonight, talking with our great Talking MMA crowd. You all can follow him at Fight Shaq Fight. That's SHAK. He does some outstanding work, and he came with very, very high recommendations. So show him some love. He starts in August. I will still be contributing to the MMA side, but I'm handing him the keys. Very excited to see what he does. Let's go ahead and talk about UFC 251, the fight that we just saw, Alexander Volkanovski defeating Max Holloway. I see a lot of people saying Max Holloway got robbed. It was a close fight. It was a very close fight. I don't know if I agree with him getting robbed. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see about that. I'm gonna rewatch that, but the fight card was a close one, closer than the last one. But they effectively removed Max Holloway from the title picture. But knowing the UFC, they'll be like, hell, let's give him another one. Let's go again. Let's do it again, because that's just how they do. I had Volkanovski winning that last round, though. I want to specify there. I thought that he did a little bit more in that round, but I'll go back and rewatch it and see. Petr Yan did a lot more than Jose Aldo. Beat his ass. Stop the fight was trending on Twitter. This was Jose Aldo's third title fight coming off of a loss. Third title fight coming off a loss. Sorry for the stuttering there. He shouldn't have been in this title fight. He should not have been in this title fight. It should have been Aljamain Sterling. Man. And I look at that fight and I was like, man, that was a desperate attempt to get Jose Aldo back there. But what they did was they effectively removed Jose Aldo from all title talk. Like, maybe he can go up to 150. Or 155, rather. So, I mean, that's kind of what they do. They're like, all right, Jose Aldo lost. Let's find a way to get him a title shot. Somehow, some way. Petr Yan, man, he looks amazing. So does Volkanovski. Volkanovski looks real good, too. But Petr Yan looks unstoppable. His only loss is to Magomed Magomedov, and that was a split decision years ago. He has beaten Dodson, Rivera, Faber, and Aldo consecutively. An unreal streak. And his ability to finish people towards the end of a fight is very impressive. We saw it, we've seen it many times of late, Faber and Aldo specifically. But Petr Yan looked incredible. Sterling is the next guy in line. And a lot of people were calling for that that fight to end. Stop the fight was trending on Twitter. That was rough, man. I don't know what Aldo did. I don't know what the man did to the ref, but it was rough. It was rough. We still haven't got the walkouts for the main event yet. We are awaiting that. Now, here's an issue I had. John Anik said, Max Holloway, the consensus greatest featherweight of all time. And I said, consensus? Consensus is a general opinion. And some people said, oh, well, he beat the previous greatest twice. The former greatest. He beat the former greatest twice. I'm sorry. I think Max Holloway is an unbelievably great featherweight. He really is. But his top-level wins are Anthony Pettis, okay, fine. Jose Aldo, Charles Oliveira. Cub Swanson was a better win back then. Okay. Meanwhile, I watched Jose Aldo rip through that division in the UFC and the WEC for 8 years? 8 years? We're talking Chad Mendez twice. We're talking Kenny Florian. We're talking Frankie Edgar. We're talking Uriah Faber. Mike Brown. Back when that meant something. The body of work is nowhere near the same. Nowhere near the same to me. I can't put them on the same level. Even though Max Holloway was able to defeat him, and I think that's amazing. Amazing that he was able to defeat Jose Aldo. The fact that it came a year and a half after McGregor starched him in 13 seconds, it's a little bit different to me. Rose Namajunas, Jessica Andrade had an amazing fight. Hope I get to see them fight again. Namajunas looked incredible. Andrade, I'm surprised Andrade got away with as much stuff as she did get away with in that fight. We have Masvidal making his walk out to the cage. But I'm just glad to see Namajunas fighting, because after she fought Andrade, and you could tell the pressure of the champion. It's just the pressure of being the champion, you could tell, was weighing on her. You could tell it affected her. And now she came back and she avenged that loss. Amanda Ribas beat the brakes off of Paige VanZant. We all expected it to happen. Muslim Salikhov won a split decision over Zaleski dos Santos. Zaleski's a lot better than many people give him credit for, and so is Muslim. Leonardo Santos quietly has been in the UFC since 2013 and not lost a fight. Now, that's largely because he never fights. He didn't fight for like 3 years at one point, but now he came back and won that fight over Stevie Ray last year, and he got kicked in the balls like 7 times tonight. His balls got absolutely destroyed by Roman Bogatov. It was horrible. It was miserable. It should have been a DQ. Bogatov had 2 points deducted. Rough, man. Give Leonardo Santos a higher level fight next time. Marcin Tybura won. Good God, this guy's had an utterly just forgettable UFC career. Forgettable. The only thing I remember about it is him getting knocked out. He beat Maxim Grishin. Davey Grant KO'd Martin Day in the third round. This was a hell of a KO. I was, you get to that third round, you get in that second half of the third round, and you're like, all right, it's going to go to the scorecards. Nope. Carol Rosa defeated Vanessa Melo. Melo missed weight. Raul Paiva missed weight, and he defeated Zuma Gulov, so that flyweight win wasn't really a flyweight win. It doesn't mean nearly as much. You had Makwan Amirkhani looking real damn good against Danny Henry. 1 minute, I think it was 3 minutes, 15 seconds, he locked on an anaconda choke. He's really great with those anaconda chokes. He locks them on in different positions. We saw 2 of them before he came to the UFC, I think. Yeah, he got Tom Duquesnoy. And that's a really high-level one, quite frankly. To get Tom Duquesnoy, I mean, they were both early in their career, but, I mean, he's sitting in the UFC. I think he's still in the UFC. No, he retired last year. I forgot he retired a year after he won his last fight. But, I mean, that was still a great person to land an anaconda on. And then he got one on Chris Fishgold last year in Sweden. Amazing. You can get 4 of those in your career. Man, that looks really good. He's got a really good ground game. Underrated ground game. Because a lot of people think of him as the guy that kneed Andy Ogle in the head 5.5 years ago and had the meme-worthy response to it. We got Kamaru Usman walking out to the cage now. Reminder, guys, donate a super chat, any amount, get your question or statement on the air. We've got, by the way, check out our MMA channel as well. It's going to be completely revamped when Shaquille takes over, but it's youtube.com/FightfulMMABoxing. Jiri debuted. Rising champion. Prochazka. Prochazka. I know I've pronounced his name correctly, but it's like one of those things, like I can't pronounce it correctly. Jiri Prochazka. Jiri Prochazka defeated Volkan Oezdemir. Nobody has treated Volkan Oezdemir that way. Jesus, man. Oezdemir is 5-0 as a kickboxer, or that we know of. He's lost some fights in the UFC. Daniel Cormier TKO'd him, but we've never seen him flat out knocked out like that. We've never seen him just clubbed and KO'd, and that's what Jiri did. And immediately, Jiri becomes a contender. Will he be the top contender? No. But he is a contender. And that's saying something in that division. Volkan Oezdemir is still, I think he's 30, maybe? But Jiri's 27. And that division's really underrated, to be quite frank. And it's just, when you look at this division, you've got Thiago Santos coming back. Sorry for the dead air there, guys. You got Thiago Santos coming back. Anthony Smith looks like he's in pretty good shape in that division still. Glover Teixeira still keeps winning. Dom Reyes is Dom Reyes. You got Jan Blachowicz. You still got Oezdemir. Cool. But now you got new blood. New blood. And you got Ankalaev there. You got Johnny Walker there. I like the shape that this light heavyweight division is in. I want to know who you guys have in the live chat. I expect Kamaru Usman to press this up against the cage. And then, press him up against the cage and kind of take this win. I don't see Usman winning this in BMF fashion. And he wanted that BMF title on the line, but it wasn't happening. Dana White said he was nagging him all along, all week long after he announced that the title wasn't going to be on the line. And I get it. Because that way, if and when probably Masvidal loses, they can still defend that. Which, is I don't blame him. Don't make it a double title fight. We have Bruce Buffer making the introductions. Again, apologies for the dead air. Still got to do the work. Now, if Usman ends up winning this in spectacular fashion, that would be amazing. That would be real good for the UFC, I think. They need that. They need this guy who traditionally has that reputation of a decision fighter going and doing something spectacular. Going and making headlines. Going viral. They need that out of some of these guys. I mean, that's what sent Masvidal into the stratosphere. We're getting the fighter introductions now. Notorious Aliata says the weight cut's going to help Masvidal. Man. Somebody says, even though you hate this kind of talk, you're entertaining SRS. I mean, you know what? Yeah, the thing I don't like about watch-alongs is there is a little bit of dead air because still got to do the work. Still got to write articles and stuff. But I'm very excited for Shaquille to take over. Very. I'm excited to see what he can bring to Fightful MMA and the level of work that he's going to do. That way, it'll reinvigorate me on the MMA side too. Face-to-face in the cage. Oh, man. How long do you think before we get a press up against the cage? I'm thinking probably a minute in. They'll probably feel each other out for a while, to be honest with you. Probably. Man. Here we go. Underway. Masvidal throwing already. Man, if he won, the internet would explode. And we got a takedown. Throwing those kicks without any setup was probably not a good idea, but I do like that Masvidal is working off of his back. He's throwing elbows. He was early on, and now he's getting smothered. And this is kind of what we expected to see. Sadly. I mean, I'm not saying sadly. I don't have anybody I'm pulling for in this fight. It's just, yeah, I mean, nobody wants to see someone get laid on for that entire fight. Masvidal working his way back up to his feet, gets out, love it. Because a lot of people wondered how that would play out. A lot of people wondered, okay, once Masvidal goes to the ground, how will that work out? He's still throwing those kicks without setting up anything. Far be it for me to tell Masvidal how to fight, but I mean, that seems like a recipe to get taken down. It seems like it's a tried and true formula. Throw a naked leg kick, you don't set it up. You don't drop the balance. Nice knee. Then Usman will time it and probably drive through and land the takedown. Usman throwing a teep kick of his own. There we go. That's what I said. What did I say? 2 minutes in? 2 minutes, 20 seconds in. We got the wall and brawl. It's the Usman game, man. That's what he does. Oh, grabs the arm. I do like that. And I love how Usman grabbed the arm that Masvidal was basing off of, swooped it out from underneath him to take him off balance, and then when Masvidal's guard was down, he punched Masvidal in the face. That was a really beautiful setup. I really like that. Here we go. Right up against the cage. A fun one. A fun one. There we're starting to see Usman throw some strikes, so to speak. Masvidal keeping his distance. Obviously doesn't want to get taken down, but he's not... there we go. We saw a good counter combination from Masvidal right there. Masvidal finding some real success on the feet, which we expected. And he's peppering Usman with these. The sad thing is for Masvidal, he's getting himself in a position to be up against the cage an awful lot, and that is exactly what we saw. And I'm surprised Usman didn't press forward a little more. Great counter left by Usman, though, and he's going to the body. That's a closer round than I expected. Masvidal looks pretty tired already. Pretty tired already. That first round, you got to give it to Usman. But, good God, man. Masvidal already looks pretty tired. And that's rough. That is rough. Masvidal with that great knee in the first round. But he looks weathered already, and that ain't a good sign. Not a good sign. Someone says, Sean, you're behind. Refresh yours. No, I'm not going to refresh mine. I'm not going to miss anything. I'll be behind. I'm fine. Also, this stream, you got to understand there's a delay between what I say and YouTube. Oh, look at that high. He tried. He tried the single leg. He tried to just drag Masvidal's leg up so high that he didn't have a choice but to fall down. And Masvidal fended it off. And here we go, 30 seconds in. We've got the cage pressure. Usman slings, you would think maybe a suplex or something there. No. Masvidal or Usman goes back to Old Faithful up against the cage. This is what we knew was going to happen. The sad reality. Fight up against the cage. Live by the cage, die by the cage, I guess. Yikes. Man, I would rather cut my grass with scissors than watch this up against the cage. Shit. And someone says, isn't New Japan tonight? Yeah, I got New Japan right after this. That's a fun time, right? There's Usman Pushing Masvidal back against the cage. Yeah, I hate to see it. A damn. Dana White had said that this was trending towards Habib-Conor numbers, and that's such a crock of shit. It is not. It is not. Usman now running the shoulder into Masvidal. I really thought this would be a little bit more exciting. How about that UFC 4 game, though? That looks fun. I only play stand and bang mode anyway. The grappling system isn't one, or the submission system isn't one that I've really enjoyed since probably the THQ games. So I'm very excited for the Fury... I don't know if is it Joshua and Fury, or Wilder and Fury that are in the game. Either way, I love it. Very excited. Very excited for the different the different settings that you can fight in. Very excited for that. Sorry for the coughs. Total strikes, Masvidal 48 to Usman's 29 in round 1. So I might, with that disparity, I might give that round 1 to Masvidal for that. But Usman is wearing away in this second round. Oh, a rough situation here. Next weekend, guys, don't forget Slammiversary and Extreme Rules. I'll be here to cover both of those. Now, Usman's still running the shoulders into the head of Masvidal. Masvidal can't get off the cage. It's a shame. Finally off the cage with 5 seconds left in the round. Another dove cries. Oh, this is going straight back up against the cage. Masvidal is basically calling him a pussy and stuff, I would imagine. Sorry, you got to be able to get up off that cage. Otherwise, all that shit talking after the fight isn't really going to matter. Masvidal getting Vaselined up. Lars, I completely agree with you. He says, how is Usman saying he deserves a BMF title shot with a straight face? Man, I get it. I see what you mean. Not with this performance. What? He wanted that BMF title shot so bad, according to Dana. You know, you can't always take Dana's word as gospel. Round 3 underway. Oh, here we go. You know, set up a little jab, then you push him up against the cage, I would imagine. That's what I see happening here. Here's the sad reality. Masvidal is not going to gain any steam in this fight unless he throws strikes, and short leg kicks probably ain't going to do it with Kamaru Usman. There's Usman. There you go. Jab to the body, jab to the head, cage action. David asks if there's any chance Matt Riddle returns to the UFC for a one-off fight. I doubt it. It would have to be like 7 figures. I wouldn't say 7 figures. They'd probably have to pay the man hundreds of thousands of dollars to fight one-off. And I mean like substantially. He didn't want to do it like 3 years ago when I was doing a show with him. Now we got Usman off the cage, chucking, ducking, slugging. Wait, sorry, psych. He's back up against the cage. Ha! Damn. It's a cold game, guys. Hopefully when I do these in the future. Man. Ball Shot City. You know it's real in Abu Dhabi. William Davis says, long night, long card. Sean, don't play around, actually fall asleep. See, that's the thing. Like, again, I'm very excited for Shaq to take over Fightful MMA. I had somebody say, which do you prefer covering, MMA or wrestling? If I was covering the main card of UFC, it'd be UFC. But, like, wrestling fans and myself will complain about 6, 7, 8-hour WrestleManias. Well, this show right here has been on for 7.5 hours already. That's every Saturday. 7 hours is every single Saturday for the UFC. And I don't know why they think they need that. Well, I know why they need that. It's because they got to get that content. Damn, man. 1:30. 1:30 Eastern. They couldn't have paced this a little bit better. Stop putting 3 title fights on the same card. Because they're always going to go 5 rounds. I was at Strikeforce Nashville. I know how it goes. Man. Well, Masvidal's testicles are okay. He's back to the middle of the cage, which is probably where he needs to be right now. He fakes a punch to the dick, goes with an overhand right, misses by a mile. Masvidal cut a bunch of weight for this. He was up to like 190. How the hell did he get to 155 back in the day? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at that, up against the cage. A little bit of a takedown. Masvidal on his ass right there. Works his way back up to his feet, but Usman lands a nice belly-to-belly takedown from the body lock that was high up. Now he is in side control, throwing shoulders to Masvidal. I thought that Usman was going to be able to step over right there. I really did. But did not happen. Now it looked like he's working for the crucifix, but he didn't have it on tight enough. Masvidal rolls around and retains guard a little bit, but Usman throws a beautiful elbow to the face. Very nice. Pinning the forearm into the throat of Masvidal. Masvidal is good on the ground. I just don't know if he's good enough to stop Kamaru Usman on the ground. Whatever happened to Colby Covington? Has he ever recovered from his ass whipping? Doubt it. Doubt it. He hasn't fought since. We've got Usman high on the hips of Masvidal, which takes away a lot of the leverage of Masvidal. And now, as a result, Usman is raining down strikes and wins. I think. Sorry, I've got the volume down. That's the end of the round. If I could be so lucky. If I could be so lucky. So, okay. Yeah, somebody says, thought this was on an island. It is. You just can't tell. Now, I get it. Maybe you can't do a beach setting or something, but throw some fucking palm trees out there. Like, do something. You're going to brag, fight island, fight island, fight island, UFC. What's it matter? What did it matter? It's the same dimly lit arena that you've done every damn time. Every damn time. Man, I got really excited there. When I was like, oh, it's over. You mean to tell me this event might end by 1:45 Eastern? No. Usman does open with a pretty good high kick, though. And we're back up against the cage. I'll take this time to encourage you guys to subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. I have news on another WWE main roster call-up. Go subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. It's the most direct way to support us and what we're doing. Alex had sour graps today, his SmackDown review. I have some notes on the rumored August 30th WWE show. FightfulSelect.com is the place to be. Oh, that's great. My ESPN Plus is flopping. Just what I need right now is a $70 pay-per-view to crap out. Man, that would be my luck. So let's fire this bad boy back up. Want to know how you guys have this scored? Maybe Masvidal won that first round. Maybe. Because of the strike disparity there. But Usman has been running away with this fight, in my opinion. And Kamaru Usman is fantastic. I mean, but this is the wrap on Usman. That's great. My ESPN Plus is absolutely crapped out. So this should be interesting. Somebody says, you know it's a slow night when SRS just reads the regular chat. Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, this will be up on the MMA channel as well. I can only guess what's happening right now. Because, again, a pay-per-view that I just spent $70 on is not working. There we go. But I was going to just sarcastically guess that Usman had Masvidal against the cage. And as my ESPN Plus return, that is exactly what happened. Somebody said, is Paige VanZant leaving UFC? I would be shocked if she didn't. Somebody says she's only 26. Why would she leave? Oh, because of money. I mean, there have been tons of fighters that have left the UFC for money. Quite frankly, if she went to ONE FC or somewhere, she could make a lot better money. Here we go, 5th round. What the hell are we even doing here, man? I apologize for the utterly painful review here. This is the most boring watch-along I've ever done. And that sucks. I hate that. I hate that for you guys. I hate that for me, especially me, because I really care about me. Round 5. Here we go. Hopefully this one has something worth a shit in it. Not counting on it, though. And, I mean, we saw it from the jump. We saw that Masvidal was not at the top of his game. Someone asks, do I think Paige will end up in WWE? No, I don't. When we interviewed her, she was like, I don't really pay attention to wrestling, but I would love to work with the WWE divas. And it's like, all right, we can see it now. You don't. Ronda worked because Ronda loved wrestling, quite frankly. And another takedown. Kamaru Usman gets it done. 4 minutes left in the round. 4 minutes left in the round. Quite frankly, guys, this stream will end as soon as that horn sounds because we know who's winning this fight. We know what's going to happen here. Damn. Masvidal busted open above his right eye, I believe. And he's about to get it more because those elbows are about to come. And if you want something more than your elbows to come, check out BlueChew.com, code FIGHTFUL. Hit them up at Blue Chew. Let them know you heard about them from us. It's a free one for them, but they're so good to us. I thought I would be generous to them as well. Usman keeps hitting Masvidal in the ass, I think. Interesting approach, quite frankly. Now we're seeing him switch to those short elbows, which I really like. Masvidal's toes are in the cage. He's not supposed to lock them in there. The ref saw it immediately, though, told him not to do it. He's doing it really quickly and then getting out. Usman just masterfully switches around into top control, pins the right arm of Masvidal down with his knee. But when he does that, he keeps going for the crucifix, and Masvidal just kind of shrimps his way out, and Usman doesn't have that arm pinned with the knee anymore. Now it looks like Usman's across the body, was in mount briefly, but now we got a turtle up position for Masvidal. With 1:45 left, Masvidal is in the turtle position, no leverage, but has the right leg of Kamaru Usman. Did have it. Usman ended up breaking free. It's just weird. I kind of noticed that Reebok fight kit of Usman, the championship, when they signed their new deal with Venom. A lot of people have asked me about that. I like it. Venom knows what they're doing in the MMA space. Reebok did not and probably still does not know what they're doing in the MMA space. How many wardrobe malfunctions did we see before Reebok for women? None. How many did we see after? A lot. A lot. But, by the way, guys, if you're asking me a ton of questions about WWE in the chat, Fightful Select, go subscribe there. I do a Q&A there every single week. It is not fair to my subscribers and Super Chat supporters if I just answer WWE questions in here. But, yeah, I think Venom is a good move. I mean, I personally, I love Venom. I did my wrestling gear through them. But Muay Thai shorts, MMA shorts, gym bags, I like it all. Masvidal throws a couple of heavy knees, and now he's slugging. He gets out and he's slugging. He just needs to swing for the fence and hope that he knocks out Usman. That's it. But Usman isn't. Threw a head kick. 10 seconds left. Maybe we can see a miracle. I doubt it. And that's a wrap. Kamaru Usman wins this fight. UFC 251. Fight Island meant absolutely jack shit. But they shake hands at the end of the match. I mean, Kamaru Usman is a phenomenal fighter. He just isn't phenomenal to watch. And hey, that's on Masvidal too, but look at the last 5 fights for Kamaru Usman. Damian Maia, Rafael Dos Anjos, Tyron Woodley, Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal. Unreal. Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe. This was miserable. We're out.